Hello grade 2s, welcome to the last video in our unit on how to spell the words from 0 to 20. Let's review the numbers that we have done so far. Z-E-R-O, 0. O-N-E, 1. T-W-O, 2. T-H-R-E-E, 3. F-O-U-R, 4. F-I-V-E, 5. S-I-X, 6. S-E-V-E-N, 7. E-I-G-H-T, 8. N-I-N-E, 9. T-E-N, 10. E-L-E-V-E-N, 11. T-W-E-L-V-E, 12. All right. Now, we are moving on today to the T numbers. That is what I have written over and over here again. T-E-N. Remember, 2 E's makes an E sound. Now, the nice thing about the T numbers is if you know your numbers up to 9, you can do most of these directly. Now, the first one's a little bit complicated. You don't say 13, you say 13. So we have the TH like in 3, then an I and an R. So you can think of the TH and the R as being from the 3, and the I is there to help the R go Okay. After that, it becomes pretty easy. 14, you just write the number 4. 15, well, we don't say 15, but it is sound out. 15. It's very similar to 5. Just change the F to a VE to make 5. 16, you just add 6. 17, we just add the word 7. Now with 18, you do just add the word 8. However, you'll notice that there is already a T here for teen. We don't need a double T in the word 18, so that the T from the end of 8 doesn't need to be there. So I'm just going to write E-I-G-H, teen. And that's an easy one to make a mistake on. To be honest, this is the second time I've done this video because before I put 2 T's. Whoops. Then 19, you just add the 9 plus the teen. And there you have it. We have our teen numbers. All right. And finally, 20 is a sound out word, as I mentioned in the other video. T-W-E-N-T-Y, 20. Okay. So now we have talked about a few different ways to practice these numbers. You can write them. Not the most interesting, but effective. You can spell them out loud over and over. Again, not the most interesting, but effective. We talked about playing SWAT, which is a little bit more fun. One more thing I'm going to suggest that you do is make some flashcards for yourself. Now, flashcards may not sound that interesting, but they can be used to play some different games, which can make them a little more fun. If you've never made flashcards on your own, it's pretty easy. Just find some paper. It doesn't even have to be perfect paper. You'll notice that this has some lovely drawings on it by my daughter. She was just making some art, but she doesn't really need it, and I can just reuse it. So in order to make these into cards, what you're wanting to do is this. Cut your paper in half like this. Now you'll notice this isn't a perfect half. It overlaps a little bit. That's not a problem. These don't have to be perfect. You're not going to sell them in a store. Put them on top of each other and turn it sideways. Cut down the middle again. So now we have 4 pieces. I think we're going to cut it in half one more time to get 8 cards out of this one sheet of paper. If you wanted to make them smaller and cut one more time to get 16, you could sure do that. All right, so then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to write each number twice. So before I wrote 1 on this paper, and I seem to have misplaced the other, so I'm just going to write it again here. Now 1 is O-N-E, don't forget that. Now the reason you need 2 is because you can play a variety of different games if you have doubles of each word. You can put them face down and you can play the game memory or match, where you turn them over to see where the other one is. One thing to remember, don't use a black marker like I did, because look what happens. You can see it through the other side. So any game you play isn't going to be very difficult. So use like a pencil or a pen or even a crayon would be fine. Just don't use something that's dark and shows through. So you could play match with these, like I said. You could also play Go Fish, where you ask for other people to give you the card you need, and if they don't have it, then you pick up a new one, Go Fish. Or you can play Old Maid, where you pick one of the cards out of the pile, and then you give them to everyone, and then you take turns taking a card from each other and make pairs, and whoever's left with the odd one out doesn't win the game. So those are just some fun ways that you can practice with these cards. Remember, when you play these games, you need to read the words. If you don't read the words, it's not really helping you learn. So I hope you'll give that a try. It's not as hard as you might have thought, and it could be fun. That's your homework, so give it a try. Have a great long weekend. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.